Welcome everybody, my name's Bad as a Fish 80. We're live here on Twitch. We're about to watch a tournament final. This video will also be on YouTube. This is a 1v1 tournament. It is between UFalls and Niprax. It's going to be best of 5. Potential double best of 5 because it's a dual elimination tournament. If the person that has progressed from the redemption bracket, which is Niprax, does win the first best of 5, it will be a second best of 5. So, we are almost ready to go here. There's $50 on the line for the winner. We've had bans in from both players. They've both banned APEP, so APEP is unable to be played by either player. We'll give the players a heads up that we're ready to go. These tournaments happen once a month. We do a 1v1 tournament and a 2v2 tournament, so if you're interested, be sure to drop by the stream, check out the Discord, ask when is the next tournament, Fishy, and I will tell you. It will be soon. In fact, as we're talking right now, there is a tournament registering ready to start on Monday. That's not tomorrow, the following day. So, if you see this in time, this could be you. Okay, here we go. We're ready to get into a match. So remember, we've got UFalls against Niprax. I haven't got my notepad ready to take any notes. I do have coffee, but hopefully we should be okay.
Start expending mana. Go,
okay,
go,
so this is
go.
game 1. UFalls on the blue team starting off with Ratbo. We've got Niprax on the red team starting off with Setsu. Niprax drops the good luck have fun emote. Wasn't returned by UFalls, but I saw a little bit of BM. Okay, Cursebearer grabs the bottom bridge, takes a bit of damage. And, oh, their bridge is left completely neutral as they left it at exactly the same time. Interesting. Okay, the Cursebearer, of course, curses units close by, but does not do additional curse damage to a master. It's just a melee unit. We've got a Rock Rivals at the bottom. Now, the Rock Rivals, of course, the statue is only going to be available when it is used for the first time. The interesting bit here was the statue was spawned very early, very far forward. Normally you spawn the statue further back to give your units a chance to deal with the statue. The Cursebearer though is a huge way of dealing with the statue. 3% damage every second is massive. Okay, so the good news for UFalls is that he's got through the first Rock Rival spawn. Every time he spawns the card now, he'll get a cheap blue golem with Taunt. Okay, so Setsu is on face. Now you tend to find with the Setsu decks is they're not designed for the long haul. They're designed to get on your face to do damage. Okay. XP, we've got a 10 XP lead for Setsu right now. Okay, infiltration on face. Again, we've got more schmork action from Setsu. Now, Zeppelin coming in. Remember, the new Zeppelin doesn't just attack buildings now. It's constantly dropping. Which is better and worse, depending on the situation. Okay, so you see the circles around the blue golem. That means it's taunting. It's forcing units close by to attack it, which can be a powerful technique. And we've got the Soul Stealer. Setsu coming in again on face. Not bothered about the blue golem. Just more face damage. The Ravenous Swarmers coming in. Now the Ravenous Swarmers do huge DPS. The idea is to get them going and then stun everything and let them just devour everything. But the Grenadier was able to destroy it. So the blue golem's coming close to face and it's going to be aggroed away. Now the blue golem does huge single target DPS, but it is not good against numerous small targets. Okay. The bounty sniper, every time it's getting the kill, that's an extra 2p, and extra 2 XP. Okay, the Daka comes out, doesn't quite finish. Soul Stealer, the Cursebearer. The Cursebearer on Cursebearer at the bottom. Okay, again, it's going to be more face damage, but the blue golem is there to tank and destroy. Now here come the Ravenous Swarmers. They're very weak, but they have a lot of DPS. Again, the stun, but the Grenadier is absolutely on top of it. The Grenadier like a poor man's Flame Imp. Fire Imp absolutely destroying everything. Okay, so Mana Puff Madness, who's going to come out on top here? Let's find out. Again, the Curse Bearer doing work against the Blue Golem. XP slightly in Blue's favour, probably down to the fact that he does have that Bounty Sniper. And Bounty Sniper removed Setsu's Blast Entry. Got a bit of face damage, but again he's going to get cleared up by the Ravenous Swarmers. Here they come again. Okay, we've got some stuns on the Grenadier this time. Here they come on face, but they're very weak. Only a minimal amount of face damage done. Okay, so XP is important right now because Ratbow is just at perk 3. That means even more little guys, even more powerful Daka. We haven't seen much Daka action for perk 2, simply because they're just... Niprax hasn't had some large units, really. Consequently, it's just not really beneficial to use it. Okay. So remember, as soon as Setsu gets to perk 3, that's when Setsu becomes incredibly difficult to deal with. With that, the stun and the reload. Okay. Mana Puff Madness, both sides get the Mana Puffs. Who's going to come out on top? We've still got one Mana Puff at the bottom that's living. Okay, there's a lot of Mana Puffs for blue team. Okay, Setsu's about to hit perk 3. Which means the first shot will be a big one. Okay, so there's no way that Setsu can catch up in XP, but there is a way that Setsu can just finish this game. But it's going to need jumping on face. Okay, so you see the stuns. A bit more face damage. Not going to be much though. Okay, with all these little units around, the Bannerman, the Bounty Sniper can get a bunch of value. Okay, Setsu on face. Here we go. Stun. Okay, you've got to be careful though, because the Blue Golem is kind of awkward to deal with. Okay, look at this face damage here. Here it is. Face damage. Face damage. 25 HP. GG. We knew it. As soon as Setsu gets to perk 3, it's just over. The problem with the Blue Golem with Taunt is that it taunts. Instead of killing Setsu, it taunts Setsu. And just gets itself into all sorts of trouble. You would much rather just a regular Blue Golem at that point, or a Cleaver. A Cleaver would be your best friend in that situation. Well, that's game 1. Remember, this is best of 5, potential double best of 5. Game 1 is been and gone. You Fools was defeated. Niprax is 1-0 up. I want to take some notes, make sure we keep up to date. Just don't know where my notepad is. Okay, here it is. Oh, let's find a pen that works. Okay.
Let's get this duel started.
Fools.
Let's go.
Against Niprax. Okay, game 2.
My fire ain't friendly.
So we got Falco for you fools and Niprax potentially staying with the same master and deck combination. We're just going to switch and we're into it. Just giving the game a second to load. We definitely didn't miss any of the start of that game. Okay, Soul Stealer. Now the thing you have to be very careful of when playing Falco is that Falco cannot attack air units. Which means you simply must be able to deal with air units with units. You cannot rely on your master to do so. Okay, so the first game, Niprax was Setsu, and that was a win. Now we have Falco against Setsu again. Okay, so perk 1 has been achieved by both sides. Afterburner, 60 damage to face every time you play a card. Falco when the marked bridge is held. Okay, so again, the cleaver is a huge deterrent to the Setsu jump. As long as you don't time it incorrectly and end up getting stunned, but it's got perk 3, the cleaver can do huge work against Setsu. Basically forces Setsu to not jump on face. So perk 1 for Setsu is the blast jump, the blast entry. So the bottom bridge is the most important bridge, because it is Falco's marked bridge. So you see Falco again, bridge taken, cards spawned, damage done. The wheel is indeed good against Setsu. Anything that you can just insta-destroy it.
Blue just got the second perk.
Not get stunned. Okay, perk 2 for Falco. Burn the Bridges is available. That is a very powerful spell. 0 cost, does 200 damage on both bridges. You get huge value.
Fire it up!
Okay. Now, here we go. A lot of face damage. Both sides have done a lot of face damage. Okay, that whelp did huge work. Again, we find you falls ahead on XP. But Niprax, of course, the Setsu, when it gets to perk 3, Setsu is going to be a nightmare. Okay. That bridge grab at the top was a little late. Could have taken that bridge with the whelp. Spawned it a little late. Was distracted, I think, on something else. Okay, the cleaver's going to get hard shut down. And here comes another push, but the Burning Bridges closes out all of those Ravenous Swarmers. He's got to see... Okay, he's got the wheel if he needs it. Here we go. Wheel. More face damage. What he could have potentially done there is hit wheel on face. Do some extra damage. Extra value. But Falls is really struggling with how much health he has left. Okay, a cleaver hit could really change everything here. 300 damage every time that cleaver hits something. If he gets face damage, that's huge. Okay, that's a massive hit. If he gets another one, I don't think he's going to though. Okay, stun. Okay, he needs to burn the bridges there. He's a bit late with the burn the bridges. The Ravenous Swarmers are going to live for a little bit longer. Okay, where's the Setsu going to land? He needs to take it out instantly. Okay. This is very close. He needs that bottom bridge, and he needs to start spamming. 60 damage every time. Okay, the burn the bridges is available if he wants it. He can burn the bridges and then take... Okay. Again, we've seen a couple of occasions where he's been late on burn the bridges, and it's cost him damage. Okay, perk 3 now. That cleaver does 450 damage when it's raged. That cleaver could finish the game. If it can get to face. It can't get to face. But the bridge is staying blue. That's more damage to face. He could spam to death really here. He's been very conservative. Now he's lost the bridge. He's going in with the Wheel of Doom to face. GG. Wheel of Doom to face. That is a game, set, and win for the match and not the set. Ignore that I said set. Game. GG. Will does 150 damage to face. That is 1-1. Okay, so we've seen some both matches, and this may be indicative of the changes that the team have made to the game recently. Where the 1 mana cards have been nerfed, so the control meta is very less apparent. The Zerg meta, the Schmork meta. Both teams were just going for it there. We're going to go straight into the next game. It's 1-1. We're going to see who switches, who's...
Welcome back to another exciting round of
sticks.
Minion
Okay.
Masters.
Falls has switched again. He's gone for King Huff. But Niprax is refusing to budge. I guess he feels that his Setsu deck is very strong. Okay. That seemed like an awful lot of propellers. Does he have the propeller horde and the propeller scrats? Generally you find those a lot. The propeller horde, you find them a lot in the King Puff deck. Okay, so they're both saving up mana. They've got a bridge each. Slight XP lead. Okay, perk 1 is about to pop for both. Setsu gets it a little bit early. Okay, the drone buzzers have grabbed that bridge sneakily. They've done some damage to the defensor. The defensor on face is not a huge problem because it doesn't do that much damage. Okay. Ooh, I'm not sure about that switch. Okay, so the Battle Monkey pushing at the bottom, but of course there's no anti-air for it in support. It's going to get some face damage done. All the units around it do increase its power. How fast it attacks. Okay, we've got a Soul Stealer here. Doesn't want to take any damage, but he's going to. Okay. That's some reasonable face damage there. The problem with the Soul Stealer is, as soon as it takes damage, it's very susceptible to being countered by spells. It's got 180 HP, so as soon as it takes a scratch, it's often got a fireball with its name on it. Okay. So if we check the XP, we see that You Fools is ahead. Is behind, sorry. And behind on health. That's not good. Okay. Drone Buzzers are going to clear the top and grab it back. Now remember, King Puff gets strongest when it's perk 2. The 4 and 5 mana cards will get buffed. They will spawn with a shield, they will spawn with rage. One of the two. Ooh, I think that's a mistake. He spawned it into aggro. More face damage. Niprax isn't running a fireball, that's why I said generally. Okay, so the Soul Stealer's still alive, but he's going to get taken out. Gets one hit off. Okay, here we go. Now the strongest play we've seen is the stun. Okay, perk 2 is available now for King Puff. So you see, we've got shields on the propeller scratch at the top. We've got the wordy scrat that's enraged at the bottom. Okay, the defensor is huge though against those propeller scrats. Okay, this Battle Monkey can do work if it gets on face for sure. It is enraged. Any enemy unit nearby will increase its attack speed. Okay, the bridge switch to try to get the snipers away from the Soul Stealer. That was some good damage. Snipers are still doing work. One of them's got a shield, but the stun is strong. The whelp could kill everything here. I think the shield... Okay, the shield saved one of the snipers, but not for long. More face damage. Here comes Setsu. Setsu on face. Setsu not on face. Okay. Setsu on face now. Okay, the whelp's going to get denied by the Defenso, but it gets a nice chunk of the Defenso's health out. So XP close. But this period is where King Puff should be strongest. And it hasn't really been able to take over. Soon, when Setsu gets perk 3, that is when Setsu is strongest. Okay, we're going to get some face damage here. The problem is we're getting a Soul Stealer. Remember, every time the Soul Stealer gets a kill, it gets a soul, which increases its attack speed. It's nearly up to 8 souls. I think 8 souls is effectively its maximum speed. I don't think it gets any faster after that. You can still collect souls, but I think due to the way the rounding of the attack speed works out, I'm pretty sure that's as fast as it gets. But it is scary. A Soul Stealer with those kind of souls is terrifying. Now, Setsu's perk 3. Going for the bottom bridge. Denied. Okay, remember, King Puff's going to get a shield from the bottom bridge. You see the crown on the bottom bridge? That's King Puff's bridge. Hold that. Get a shield on your face. Okay. Oof. he had to kind of be waiting for that stun because it was inevitable. We've seen that stun play constantly today. Now, enraged snipers doing huge damage. XP now in Blue's favour. Setsu's probably going to be on the top bridge. No, Setsu's jumped very defensively. Honestly, that's music to you fools' ears. He's getting Setsu to jump defensively like that. That's great. But we've got a Setsu with a Soul Stealer. Okay, the stun. The Soul Stealer's down. The Soul Stealer's going to be on face. Setsu's going to be on face as well. He needs to be careful here because Setsu can stun everything. Okay. He made the stun waste. Now, you fools is ahead on XP, but are we going to get to Mana Frenzy, or is Setsu going to find a way to do damage to face? Okay, Setsu is on face. Okay, the shield is gone. Setsu needs a reload. Setsu taken out. Okay, this could be a problem at the bottom though. The Soul Stealers looks like he doesn't kill everything, but it can be taken out by the Daggerfall here if he wants. Okay. This is very close indeed. Very close. The bridge shield is about to come back up. There we go. 395 HP. Okay. The Defenso's been king of the defense right now. Oh, he's missed the bridge at the top. Which is an issue because he's going to lose this sniper. Well, no. Okay, the Soul Stealer helps. Saves it. Okay, so the stun has been huge in this game. Okay, the monkey's going to take the aggro though, so the sniper will survive for now. Okay, the shields though on those drone walkers are really helping. Drone buzzers. Okay, bridge switch. They need the bottom bridge. The Defenso though. Here we go. This is going to be it. It's going to be face. Mana Frenzy, but he can't get that bottom bridge. He can't get that bottom bridge. Setsu just needs to shoot. GG. G to the G. Setsu Niprax has won that game. It's 2 games to 1. Niprax is 2 games to 1 ahead. So we saw Niprax win the first game with Setsu. You fools came back in the second game with his Falco play. And then game number 3, Niprax again with the Setsu. He's played the same deck all the way through. Is he going to continue? Just feel like he can win with this deck. We'll see. Remember, they can switch or they can stick. Entirely up to them. The only thing they can't play is APEP because they both banned APEP. But again, we didn't get to Mana Frenzy. We did get to Mana Frenzy right at the end, but you know, it was over by that point. But we saw some good shield utilization from King Puff, perk 3. And of course we saw a lot of Setsu, perk 3, jumping on face, doing a lot of damage. Okay. Here we go, game number 4. Currently 2 to 1. Okay, we've got you fools playing Ratbo. Gone back to his earlier deck, potentially, and we've got Niprax now playing Morelia. So, first things first, you fools, Daka, Niprax, Dragon. Daka on Dragon could be awesome. Okay, this monkey's going to be hard to deal with because these units are going to all power it up. The fireball comes in. That's huge damage. Straight away from that monkey. Huge damage. Nearly 1,000 damage from that. Gosh. Okay, perk 1. Strats for you fools. Perk 1. The level 1 spellbook from Morelia. Spellbook can give you skeletons. It can drain health. It can give spirits. It can reduce the cost of your spells. But I must say that was a terrible start for you fools. And he's going to take more face damage here. Again, this This Succubus is going to get value as well. It's going to kill maybe everything here. Every time the Succubus takes melee damage, she will jump back. She'll never step backwards. She's got a Spirit as well, so... She killed a huge amount of stuff. Here comes the Rammer. All the Spirit on the Rammer. Denied though. Okay, Rammer, if you only take one hit from the Rammer, you're probably doing okay. If you don't take any hits, you're doing awesome. If you're taking two, you're struggling a little bit. Okay, so again, we've got the Battle Monkey at the bottom there. Taking out everything. Ratbo's going to clear the Scrats. XP is about the same, but the HP is a problem for Ratbo right now. So again, the Succubus is a huge problem. It's just going to keep jumping back every time it takes a hit. It's getting huge value. Okay, that was a complete waste of a Zeppelin. Okay, so Lost Legionnaires came from the future present. I mean, anything you get is going to be valued. Okay, here comes the Daka. Take out. Almost take out. They lost the Disruptor Puff though. Almost take out the Defenso Chopper there. Frustrating that it didn't quite kill it completely. They lost the Disruptor Puff, which of course switches between bridge to bridge. Okay, XP still about the same, but here we go with the Rammer. Now, what I would do in this situation, I would save my Daka for that Rammer. Because that's doing face damage. Okay. The Daka there is okay because it clears the bridge. And he knows the Rammer's not going to be available for a while. Okay. A little bit of face damage coming back. XP slightly in U-Fall's favour. This Battle Monkey is the biggest issue he's had, really. Screaming Scrat is incredibly good to deal with a Battle Monkey. The Battle Monkey's not very fast, so you can pull it around a lot. Doesn't have it. And of course, the more units you place on the Battle Monkey to deal with it, the worse the situation gets. That Daka was misplayed a little bit. Then we're going to get a bit more face damage. Those Lost Legionnaires are pretty tanky. They don't have the Imperium buff, so they aren't raged. They're not quite as efficient as they could be. Remember, we've got... Okay, this monkey at the top's going to clear everything. We're going to have a Rammer coming real soon. See a Scrat go flying there. Okay, again, he's going to lose the air battle here. The monkey's still alive. Here comes the Rammer. He doesn't have the Daka available. He's going to have to switch to it, but it's a little bit late.
Starting to feel it now.
Fireball comes in, clears everything. We're going to have the Whelp on face doing a lot of work. Okay, so remember, if Niprax wins this, that is the set. That is the best of 5 won. But because Niprax come through the redemption bracket, there will be a second best of 5. Because each player gets 1 extra life in the tournament. U-Falls hasn't used that life yet. But again, here comes the Rammer. With no stuns and no Daka available, that Rammer's almost inevitably going to do damage every time.
Feel the pain.
But the XP lead is growing. Again, he needs to cycle and get to that Daka. He needs the Daka to deal with the Rammer. Every time that Rammer does face damage, it's just an inch closer to death. Fireball on face. Okay, he's 1 fireball away from death. He does have the Daka, but he doesn't really want it, because if he uses it, then he's just going to get rammed.
Keep fighting.
Here he comes. No, he's used it. That's a mistake. There's no way he can stop that. He hasn't got a real cleave or anything. GG. That's 3 games to 1. Now, this is a situation we've never experienced in our tournaments before. The person that's come through on the redemption bracket has won the grand final, which means we have a second grand final because U-Falls gets a second life. If you wonder why that is, if you think about the way that the redemption brackets work, Niprax has already had a second life because he's already lost the match. Okay, GG. Deadshot, what's up? Okay, second best of 5. How are you doing, Deadshot? Okay, so we saw Niprax take the first game with the Setsu play. Falco from U-Falls leveled it up at 1 apiece. Setsu, again from Niprax, won the third game. And then Morelia for Niprax, the 4th game. Which means the first grand final has been won by 3 games to 1 by Niprax. But U-Falls has a second life. Which means we're going to go into our second best of 5. The players, we'll just give them a second to figure out what they're going to do. And we'll see what's going to happen. So we've never had this situation before. But remember, this is the whole point of the redemption bracket. It allows you a second chance to get all the way back and potentially win the entire tournament. Okay, here we go. We're loading in to our second best of 5. Very exciting. Okay, so we've got U-Falls playing Diona this time.
Let's duel.
And then we've got Morelia again for Niprax. If anybody has a pen that works, that would be great. This is the first time we've seen Diona in this final. Diona often underrated. Primarily because the traps, I think that the traps really do have a high skill ceiling. Especially now the taunt trap costs an extra mana. You need to know how to use them, you need to know when to use them, you need to use them appropriately. But again, we've seen a lot of early face damage. If you wonder what I'm doing, I will be going through a whole selection of pens trying to find one that works. And of course, if you have a whole bucket of pens that don't work, just make sure if you check it, if it doesn't work, just put it back in so you get to check it again. Okay. So we've got the Soul Stealer taken out, the Succubus at the bottom there. XP's slightly ahead at the moment for... Oh, I'm not sure what that was. That stun was misplayed. Looked like he was trying to guess that there was going to be something there. It didn't appear. Now he needs it. Now he doesn't have it. Okay, so here we have Rammer. Okay, that's nice. Still took a hit though. Not so nice. So we got the Scotty, the Sensitive Savage. Remember, when he drops to 50% HP, he will just sit there and cry and taunt for a while. He's not going to have a good time against the Defenso Chopper at all. Looks like the Marines are going to clear up the Soul Stealer too. And then the Curse Bearers are probably going to beat each other off at the bottom. Okay, so again, the Succubus is the thing that he's going to have trouble dealing with here, because the Succubus does very well against melee units. Okay. Yikes. Okay, bridges are red. Cage Prowler is down. He's going to get rammed, I think. Okay, he's got a couple of ways to deal with this, though. He does have a Screaming Scrat as well if necessary, but I think the DPS is going to be okay here. The Screaming Scrat was played, it wasn't required, and it's going to do some... Oh no, it looked like it was going to do damage to itself, its own units, but it wasn't. Okay, we've got a heal from Ruffles there. Nice. Cage Prowler up. Not going to have a good time though, but it will tank. It's not going to have a good time, but it does a lot of damage to the Defenso, and in the meantime it's allowed the Soul Stealer to clear up everything, including the Defenso, and now the bridges are blue again. So, You Fool's quite a way behind on XP. We see a heal there from the spellbook, the drained life from Morelia. We're doing a bit of face damage again. So we find you Fools ahead on face, behind on XP. Scary push coming now though, with the rammer.
Bring the
It's going to get in the trap though. Okay, the bear trap doing God's work at the bottom there. Succubus is going to clear this up from the looks of it. Okay, the bear trap takes out the succubus. That was good timing. This chat is saying 4 rammers, 3 hits to face.
Get it, boy.
You want to be doing at least 1 hit from each rammer. But remember, even if you're not hitting face with the rammer, you still can get value by forcing them to spawn a lot of stuff. Okay, here comes the dragon. There's no Ratbow Daka to deal with the dragon. There is some taunt traps though. Taunt trap can be used to spin the dragon around. Okay, the curse bearer on dragon is a necessity right here. That curse damage is huge. Scotty coming in. Okay. I think he's just going to have to tank this rammer damage for a minute. Okay. Dragon's down. Scotty plus Soul Stealer destroyed the dragon. But the XP is still a problem. Okay. Really needs to not just take huge damage here. Okay, the Soul Stealer's going to get quite feasted up.
Good job,
Again, the heal, really valuable from Morelia at that point. Okay, we've got double face trap, double damage traps if necessary. They could be put down to take out the succubus, because the succubus is the main problem here. Here we go. Double damage traps on the succubus. Here we go. Damage on face. Monkey is alive, but it's going to take a lot of damage here. Dog finishes off. Of course, it's not a dog, but it's effectively almost a dog. Prowler on face doing damage. Soul Stealer's still up there. Okay, he's trying to hold the bridges as much as he can now. He's ahead on XP. Is you Fools, the owner. He's behind on XP, but he's ahead on health. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, again the Prowler, if it gets to jump, it's going to do big damage. Okay, again, these traps doing great work. The decoy trap, the Prowler tanking. It could be a bit of a pain here because the Soul Stealer is going to take damage from the flying scrats. Is it going to survive? Yes, it is. It's up to 4 souls. Here we go. Okay, he's okay though because he's got the bear trap. The bear trap. Now the bear trap's very difficult to see, so it's difficult to know which side to put the rammer on.
Go, boy.
Niprax needs to hold out until he gets to Mana Frenzy, but can he? We've got double face trap. Face traps do 450 damage if unanswered. This is game. That's game right there. You Fools has taken the first game in the second set by 1 game to 0. The rammer was the biggest issue for him, but Diona has a lot of tools to deal with the rammers. The bear trap, great. The taunt totem, great. Even had a screaming scrap, perfect. So many ways of dealing with it. So many ways of dealing with it. Okay, so remember this is the second best of 5. It's 1-0 to you Fools. The Diona has taken the first game. We'll just see what's going on in the grand finals. Second best of 5. Yep, okay. So we'll see if they stick or switch. We've seen Niprax play a lot of Setsu. You Fools has played Ratbow, Falco, King Puff, and Diona. Niprax has played Setsu almost entirely, and then a couple of Morelia games. So it's nice that we're seeing a lot of different masters. Strengths and weaknesses of all of them, of course. Here we go into the second game of the second set. Now, Diona. You Fools obviously comfortable with the Diona play. And we've seen Niprax won a couple of games in the first set with Setsu. So they're both playing strong decks that they're comfortable with. Okay, so the Caged Prowler is a problem if it doesn't spawn. You need to protect it. Once it takes too much damage, it's just wasted mana. Which it could be here. It looked like he was going to scream and scrat it. This is a disastrous start. The Soul Stealer is going to take out the Soul Stealer. The Cage Prowler perishes. Not a good start.
More tech.
The stun on face. Even more damage from the Soul Stealer. The Screaming Scrat saves a little bit of face damage. Most importantly, takes the bottom bridge. But here we go. Straight onto face. Setsu on face. We've seen in the earlier matches Niprax uses the stun blast very effectively. Okay, Scotty's going to drop to 50% HP very soon. Okay, the bridge still stayed blue. The Whelp's not in a position to take the bridge, but he needs to get this Prowler out. We saw in the previous game the Prowler got huge value, especially against targets like the Succubus. The jump is massively important. Okay. XP's level. U-Fools has taken a lot of face damage though. Okay, the Soul Stealer could clear everything up and go on to do some face damage. Setsu's reloading. No combat reload yet from perk 2. Insta reload when you use a spell. Okay, infiltration used defensively to grab the bridges. Curseberry's going to clear the top. Scotty clear the bottom. Bridge is blue. Where's Setsu going? I feel Setsu's got to jump defensively here. Okay. Shock Rock. Okay, we've got Diona going for a... Ruffles going for a hill. It's a very deep hill. Looks like he's going to get it though. Going to do a bit more face damage. Scotty doing some work there. Okay, the hill was denied, I think. Okay. The Cage Prowler at the top has been uncontested so far.
Go, Ruffles!
So it should be able to spawn without a problem. Here we go, Cage Prowler. Boom. It's going to lose the top bridge though. The Soul Stealer going to take out the Undying Skeleton and grab the bottom bridge. Bridges are red, but a lot of face damage.
There's one! Go get it, boy!
Okay, Ruffles going for a heal now. That's going to be 280 extra HP. Very nice. Get a few of those during the match. That's really going to add up. Okay, Setsu instantly denied. We've got an Undying Skeleton about to res. Scotty being supported by the Soul Stealer. Okay, the Defensor, of course, is going to do work here. Defensor needs to die quickly. Could have used the stun there on the Whelp. If he'd used the stun on the Whelp, he would have kept the Soul Stealer alive, I think. Okay. Now, bit of damage on the Cage Prowler. Is it going to spawn? It's stunned. Looks like it's just going to expire. Just expired. Sad times. Okay, again, we've got Ruffles going for a heal. Another 280 HP.
Good job, Ruffles.
Boom. Soul Stealer at the bottom. Now, I don't know about that trap. That trap doesn't seem to be where he wants it. But we're going to get some face damage from Scotty here. He'll sit down, but he's going to allow the Cursebearer to still do some more damage. Soul Stealer on Soul Stealer. They're just going to kill each other unless he deals with this. Setsu's going to finish it anyway. Okay, I don't think that was very well handled. Okay. Now, Diona blue, ahead on XP and on health. The Undying Skeleton on face gets extra value. Comes back one more time. Okay, we're pushing at the bottom. We've got to be careful against the Soul Stealer, don't want to power that up. Okay, the trap on Setsu's face. I'm not sure about the value of that. The trap could have been used to take out that Soul Stealer. Okay, I don't know, I'm not entirely comfortable with the way that Soul Stealer was allowed to live and eventually kill basically everything. Okay, Ruffles going for another hill. Not going to get this one. But we trap on face again. But we got perk 3 Setsu. Okay, U-Fools needs to close this out soon. Otherwise Setsu is going to be a nightmare again. He needs to cycle, he needs to get to his traps. He's on his taunt traps at the moment. The Soul Stealer will be denied at the top with the taunt trap. Looks like he's going to take a bit of damage. No, Scotty takes the damage here. Okay, he needs to be careful here. The trap's too late. Remember, the trap will force Setsu to shoot that big first shot in the wrong place. It was a bit late there, though. 275 HP. XP in Blue's favour. Here comes Setsu on face. Once Setsu's left, the trap on face can be huge. There's another trap. He just needs to cycle for the next trap. The next trap is available. The stun is, well, that's going to be game over. The stun, that's game over. 2-0. 2-0. Diona against Morelia round 2. No, Setsu, sorry. That's 2-0. So it seems like you've all struggled in set 1. But set 2, he's found the Diona that he's real comfortable with. The Taunt Trap, very useful for allowing you to manage your units, micromanage the units in a fight, allowing your units to come out on top, especially the Soul Stealer versus Soul Stealer. And the Taunt Trap is hugely good against Perk 3 Setsu. You just force the Perk 3 power shot to just shoot off into the distance, get no value. And of course the damage traps can do a lot of work. As we said, they do 450 damage each if they're uncontested. While Setsu's not at home, you just drop the traps on them. That means Setsu has to start spending the money, the mana, to defend instead of pushing. And it can really change the tide. It's 2-0. Grand Final. Grand Final 2. Match point. Niprax needs to win every match from now on. I'm ignoring my chat a little bit while we're making this video. Hopefully they don't hate me for it. So, Ufalls is probably going to stick with the Diona. Been very strong. The question is, what is Niprax going to play? Niprax favours the Setsu, but the Setsu is failing against the Diona. They may have to switch to something else. This is where it gets interesting. Okay, we're loading in. Game point, set
Masters
point, match
of
point,
Minions,
championship
Minions of
point,
Masters, prepare to
everything
duel.
point. Okay, Ufalls has switched to Volco.
Good choice.
We saw him beat
Let's go
Setsu
crack some
as his
skulls.
Volco earlier on. Okay, Rama comes in, doesn't quite get cleared by the will, but there is additional DPS to take it out. That's a sub coming in if you're wondering what the frick that noise was. We'll talk about that afterwards. Okay. That is the noise that signifies everything is awesome. Now. What are we going to have here? Could have taken the bottom bridge with the whelp. Seems like he wasn't quite paying attention. The whelp would have been perfect there. The monkey's going to take out the cleaver. Going to start doing some damage. Okay. Top bridge. We've got a nice push. We've got the Curse Bearer tanking a little bit. And we got the aimbot at the back with the shield. Okay. Oh, we've got Caliph Dawnhammer. First time we're seeing him in this final. He's got a spirit. He does a big hit. He has a lot of health. And of course he has that shield every 12 seconds. Wants to kill this mana path. Again, there goes the shield. It could be a nightmare when you've got him on face. 0 HP almost. He shields. Okay, Rama coming in. Wheel of Doom can potentially take the Rama out, but we've still got a situation to deal with. Cleaver's not going to quite get the Rama. Taking another hit from the Rama is a problem. Okay, looks like Caliph is going to go down. The Rama's going to tank here. fireball coming in. That's a lot of face. That's a huge amount of face damage. A huge amount of face damage. Caliph, very difficult to deal with without a stun. If you've got a stun, you can stun him before he shields, and that resets the shield countdown. So he's stunned for a while, and then he needs to wait another 12 seconds for a shield. Without that, that's a problem. Now, the aimbot's a little bit far forward here. He's going to take some damage, lose the shield. We've got a mana puff at the bottom. But the big news is that face damage. Huge face damage onto blue team. Okay, burn the bridges. Here comes the rammer. The Wheel of Doom can take it out. He's taking some damage now. Wheel of Doom will kill anything that's got 300 HP or less. Here comes Caliph again. Burn the bridge is not really the best thing there because it would have just triggered his shield. But basically what he's got to try and do is DPS through Caliph before the shield activates. He's done it. The whelps do huge damage. Okay, that's great. That's a good trade at the top. The bridge is held. Okay. Looks like we're going to get a bridge clear. Okay, the whelp. The problem with spawning the whelp early there, that's the problem I fall into a lot, is you spawn the whelp early to grab the bridge, but then you put it in danger. Okay, is this going to be a will, or it's going to be a cleaver? It's going to be damage, it's going to be a fireball. We're going to have 398 HP. But the mana puff at the bottom getting work. Every 10 seconds that's going to grant an extra mana. Okay.
Fire it up!
Burn the bridges here is helpful, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It does have a Wheel of Doom. Looks like that monkey's slightly above 300 HP. If you look very closely at the enemy, unit health bars, you can see they're separated into little sections. Each section is 100 HP. So if you need to figure out how much health it's got, count the sections, which is a very, very important thing when you're trying to decide whether you can Wheel of Doom a unit or not. Okay, 248 HP. There's no way the Falco can heal. This is going to be a fireball to face eventually. It's going to be game. There's nothing you can do. 33 extra damage. I think from the dragon. That's game over. That's game over. That's 2 games to 1. Okay, so we've got Falco versus Morelia. That was basically that one early push that did huge damage. That was GG at that point. The problem, as we saw at the end there, Falco can't hit air. You've got to have stuff in your deck to deal with that. If you haven't, you're going to be in a bit of a predicament, as indeed he was. But I felt like at the end there, he kind of just held up his hands. He said, look, I'm too far behind. You've got a fireball. You're eventually going to kill me anyway. Let's just move on. So that leaves us in the situation in our Grand Final 2, the second best of 5. You Fools is 2 games to 1 ahead. Still match point. Remember, Niprax needs to win every game from now on. And if you see these high level games, you make one mistake, it can cost you the game. Huge damage. The problem was Caliph was difficult to deal with. There was no stun available to prevent Caliph from shielding, so Caliph was able to shield. Caliph had the aggro of pretty much everything, apart from the cleaver. The cleaver was trying to kill the rammer, but the cleaver cannot kill a rammer in one hit. So the rammer was able to get multiple damage in, plus the Caliph, plus everything else that was there. If you have a stun and some decent DPS, Caliph can be relatively trivial to deal with. If you don't, it could be a nightmare. You can get him down to 1% HP. That shield pops, he's going to clear everything. Remember that he does AoE damage as well when his shield pops. So just that tiny mistake, if you don't kill it quick enough, can change the game. So we're waiting to see what the players play. Remember, neither player can play APEP, that is banned. Not by the tournament, but by the players. Okay, we've got Morelia against Morelia.
And we're off.
This is our first mirror matchup, I think.
Another step towards my rightful rule.
Okay, we're going to switch and get straight into the game. So here we go. Looks like we have a ritual deck. We have Thelek. 10 mana Thelek. Okay, Morgrul's very good at dealing with the archers.
Such power.
So it's looking like a 7 mana ritual. We haven't seen the ritual card yet to confirm. Okay, that's an empowered Soul Stealer, but it's going to get empoweredly destroyed. Okay, last stand. Get 7 of them because no bridges were held. There we see the ritual card.
Blue has unlocked their first perk.
So that means the way ritual works is a 5 mana card. When you spawn it, you get a random minion equal in cost to your cheapest other card, excluding other copies of the ritual. So if he's playing a 7 mana ritual deck, that means the cheapest card outside the ritual is a 7 mana card. He's going to get a random 7 mana card for 5 mana. The longer the game goes on, the more that's going to build up. Okay, Caliph goes down. We've got Succubus against Bara at the bottom. Bara easily wins that. Okay, there's the ritual. The ritual gave a Harbinger. Now the Harbinger is going to take a lot of damage here. But we've got Harbinger plus Bara. Bridge control is always a struggle for these decks because they just have such expensive decks. Okay, the heal there is good. Now of course the skeletons don't count with regards to the ritual card. It only takes into account your deck as it is built. So does not affect it. Remember, no wild cards in the tournament, so you are not going to see multiple Theleks, which you've probably seen a lot on ladder, which can be difficult to deal with, especially if you don't have the tools to deal with the archers, or to deal with the archers multiple times. Okay, so we've got the Brother of the Burning Fist. XP is a problem though. You need to, oh, okay. Brother of the Burning Fist just explodes there. Thelek. I'm surprised that the Morgrul wasn't used at the bottom. And now we know why. Caliph just explodes everything. Now remember, the Crystal Archers get that mana surge at over 6 mana. So they're like can do a lot of damage. Now that was a terrible trade for you fools. 7 mana last stand, countered by the 4 mana Fireball. Just insta-countered. Everything destroyed. You can't spawn that all together like that. Okay, so again, Caliph needs to die before his shields. We've got a Wolf alive, but we've got the... Okay, we've got a bit of a push at the bottom, though. We've got the Battle Monkey backed up with the Succubus. Here comes the Ritual. Where's the Ritual going to go? The Ritual's going to go at the top. We've got a Harbinger again. The Harbinger's going to struggle, though. Straight away, it's under attack. It needs some assistance, but it can't. There's no assistance. Ritual, you cannot spawn another card for 28 minutes. There is no assistance coming.
So different. I too sought ultimate power.
The difference is you failed.
Okay, there goes the heal. Okay. Now, you can't heal from shielded units, but it looks like the heal came from the shielded Caliph because the heal, the Drain Life hit him before he was shielded. So the full 200 was achieved. Okay, Soul Stealer is powered up, but again it's very weak. Okay, Soul Stealer goes down. That's frustrating. Okay, last stand. Splits them so the Fireball can't just insta-destroy them. XP is a huge problem though for you fools. Here comes the Dragon. Taking a little bit of damage, not too much. Okay. The Howling Moon is good. Reduces the Dragon down to 50% HP. Now, of course, remember, the way that we normally deal with the dragon is we use cheap units to keep it moving around. But we don't have cheap units there. What we do have, though, is a Brother of the Burning Fist. And he's used his spellbook to reduce the cost of Ritual to only 3 mana. Okay, that Fireball was borderline disgusting. The Beam of Doom. Calef's shield is still there. Calef's still alive. Can Morelia kill Calef before Calef kills Morelia? He's going to shield Calef. He's probably just won this game. That shield, you see, 1 HP. Calef GG. Niprax has come back from 2 games to 0 down to level it up at 2 games all in this final. And then we saw Calef. When Calef's shield pops, it's a trouble. It's a problem. You fools unhappy with how much damage Calef did at the end there with basically no HP. But that's how Calef works. I feel like he was trolling a little bit. Okay. Down to the last game, down to the wire, down to the final match. What are they going to play? Who's going to play what? We don't know. Let's find out. I feel like you fools needs to go back to Diona. He hasn't lost with Diona. Yeah. Niprax has lost with Morelia. You fools has not lost with Diona. He hasn't lost with Apex, that is correct, but he hasn't played Apex, so that's just a nonsensical question. So we're going to see what they're going to do. They can switch, they can stick. Let's find out. We've seen a lot of masters in this final. We've seen Setsu, Ratbo, Falco, Morelia, King Puff, Diona. That's the sound that means we're at match point. Remember, it's definitely not a sub alert that I forgot to turn off. That's the sound that means it's 2-2. We're down to the final match. This is the first time we've had a grand final go into the second grand final. Now the players are just deciding what they want to play. Remember, if you're interested in these finals, come check out the Discord, come check out the stream. Come find out when the next one is. This is the grander final. We haven't seen anyone play Xiao longer yet, though.
Duel!
Okay, let's see what we've got here. Morelia against Milloween. Milloween, we haven't seen her yet. The sisters fight for the ultimate supremacy. And if you're lucky, I might remember to switch the screen so you can see it. You're welcome. Okay, Frost Feather Flyby. It's not going to kill, but will slow and damage the Succubus. That will allow the rest of them to clear. Okay, again, we've seen a lot of the Battle Monkey. Niprax really likes the Battle Monkey. Battle Monkey Shiho. Okay, the stun there was primarily to take out the Puff. Now again, this monkey will do a lot of damage. Excuse me. Fireball just clears everything, but bridges are blue. XP in red's favour though. Okay, we've got a Spirit on one of the Tantrum Throwers. Extra 200 HP. Scrat Tank. Now, perk 1 has been achieved by both sides, so we have the first Mana Golem of the day. And of course, the first spellbook is available for Niprax and Morelia. So the Mana Golem is going to get powered up every time a spell is used. Now, he could have quickly used the Frost Feathers to potentially kill the bottom there and hold the bridge. The Screaming Scrat was effectively a waste. Okay, we've got a huge push at the top here. But the Golem at the back, which is the most important unit, hasn't received any buffs yet from any spells. He will now because his hand is full of spells. He doesn't have a choice. Okay, bridge buddies. Second Golem. They're both weak though. It's very brave being so offensive with them because they are weak. Look how much damage they're going to take.
Such power.
He's not really pushing spells to buff them either. Okay, but they're getting a lot of work done in the end. There's the heal there, but the Golem's still alive. He's just joined us. This is the final of all finals. This is the last match of the second final we've watched. This is match point. We've got Milloween, New Falls, Niprax, Morelia. So remember, perk 3 is going to be huge golems and a dragon. But the dragon only appears once. The golems are the gift that keep on giving. Okay. Oof. Okay, the stun's nice. Oh, the Screaming Scrat got a huge value there. That was one of the plays of the day. Took out all the skeletons and finished off the succubus. It was looking a bit dicey at the top there. Okay, this golem's going to get taken out. It's going to do as much damage as it can, but then it gets taken out by the combination of Morgrel and the Battle Monkey. Again, here we go. Start the push again. We've got a tank, a Scrat tank. We've got a golem behind it. Okay. Now, more heals. The golem is almost dead. Remember, it can be healed slightly through the means of spells. I'm not sure about that going for face. Okay. There is no heal available indeed. But remember, when New Falls, Milloween gets to perk 3, that golem will start with 5 stacks of awesomeness. But he's got to get there first. And he's behind on XP at the moment. And he's going to have to deal with the dragon without having that perk 3. These are all things we need to think about. Scrat tank really denied. Okay, he's going face again. That's interesting. Whether that will show to be the best choice or not, we'll find out. But here comes the dragon. The dragon's breath. Oh, the dragon pushed the mana golem out of the dragon's breath, which meant it got some extra damage in. Okay. Interesting to use the curse bearer there. I feel like he needs the curse bearer. He needs 7 curse bearers, really. He needs them everywhere. Definitely needs a curse bearer up there on the dragon. The dragon's slowed. Okay, this is the scariest part of the match for you fools. This dragon needs to be handled. He's got his golem, but his golem's at the bottom. It's of no use to him right now. If that golem was at the top, boy, the situation could be different. Okay, the dragon is being aggroed away. The stun. Okay, he's getting 2 relatively solid golems right now. If he can survive this, then it will swing into his favour. But again, there's a push at the bottom. He's going to need the Scrat tank. He could have used the Scrat tank to pull things up towards that golem to be used as DPS. The fireball's mostly there to damage face. He needs to be careful. If that Battle Monkey gets through onto face, that's going to be GG. He needs to not drop down too much more. Okay, the dragon is dispatched, but did they take too much damage? Did they take too long? Let's find out. Okay, we're going to lose a golem at the top though, but we still have one. He's still going for face. Okay, so again, we've got a strong golem. 2, here we go. This is the game. Cycling for fireball damage. He needs to kill before Niprax gets through to his fireball again. And I don't think he can. He's just taken too much damage earlier in the game. All Niprax needs to do is just survive until he gets his next fireball. There it is! Game over! Niprax has won the grand final. The second grander final. You Fools got into a 2-0 lead. But Niprax came back, won the last 3 games in a row. All Morelia. You Fools was playing Falco, Morelia and Milloween, trying all sorts of different things. I feel like he should have switched, stuck to his Diona, because Diona seemed where You Fools was the strongest. So, just to recap, the first grand final, Niprax won by 3 games to 1. The second grand final, Niprax has won by 3 games to 2. Incredibly well played to both players. A very high level final. Lots of different masters to be seen, lots of different techniques to be seen, lots of different units to be seen. I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did too. This video will be on YouTube if you want to check it out. If you missed it, if you didn't see any of it, you want to recap any of the action, you can do. GG's to everyone involved. Thank you to everyone that took part in the tournament. Remember, we have loads of tournaments always happening. There's one starting on Monday. We are the 11th of April right now, Saturday the 11th. Monday is the next 1v1 tournament that starts. So if you want to get involved in that, make sure you drop by the stream, drop by the Discord, check out the link in the chat. You can sign up. There will be another 2v2 tournament soon, but very well played to both players. Very well played to everyone that took part. Thanks to the admins that helped out. Thanks to Bleeder Dwarf for providing the money. And most of all, thanks to you guys for hanging out, for checking it out, for everyone that took part. My name's Bad as a Fish. Come find me on Twitch. I'll see you soon.